Welcome, everybody, back to Pesterquest. My name is Brodmus. Last time... Who did we have last time? Was it Terezi? Terezi was last time, right? I don't remember. It feels like for fucking ever since I recorded. But we're in it. We're back at Pesterquest. Hope you guys have been enjoying the stream. Just gonna do that real quick because I've been doing it every Sunday. I'm gonna start saying it right now. It's Saturday. It's tomorrow. It's this week. I got some stuff going on Sunday that I'm taking the whole day. So I'm recording or streaming on Saturday, tomorrow, December 7th, 2019 at 2 p.m. Eastern time, just so you all know. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? I'm really looking forward to this because we got Tav and Aradia. It's pronounced Aradia. Okay, all right, James. But I guess we're not doing Aradia this time. I know he was joking about. I was about to say he's going to convince everyone to say it that way, but I guess we're doing Tav this week. I thought we were doing Aradia. I guess we're doing Tav. That's fine. I like Tav. Glimmering gold and cold iron. All right, let's do Tav. Here we go. You ready? You excited? I'm excited. You're enjoying a brisk, head-clearing walk in the Alternian moonlight when the plot comes screaming toward you. Literally, you don't even have time for introspection. You turn your head to see a guy in a wheelchair whizzing down a nearby hill. He's got a phone in one hand, making it difficult for him to control his descent with the other. You quickly rush over in time to see him hit a rock and go flying through the air with an impressive arc. You bring the fallen wheelchair over to him. He stares at you for a second and then pulls himself back into it with a grunt.
Thank you, weird and ugly alien stranger.
Once he's settled into the chair, you look over the boy you just helped. He's lanky and scrawny except for his oversized horns, giving the impression of a boy going through a very awkward puberty. His wheelchair is simple and flimsy, and it looks like it's gone through a lot of wear and tear. Boy, I'm having like flashbacks to like Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts.
Introductorily speaking, I should say that my name is Tavros.
Tavros! There's a name! As is now usual for you, the name sounds familiar, even though you're not sure any of your other friends mentioned him by name. You give him a proper greeting and then ask what happened, and he nods toward an old watchtower at the top of the hill.
I was attempting to scale toward the tower to acquire a rare fetus spawn go monster, what is named Wolvelpine. It's ranked Ether Mythic Triple Rare class, which is one of the rarest of all, at least concerning monsters that can be found in lower blood neighborhoods. But it appears to be tragically out of my reach, no matter how much I believe in my ability to pursue it.
You don't know what a fetus spawn is, but maybe you could help? You've wrangled a few monsters in your time. I've done the tango, I've done the two-step, the samba with a zombie, I guess. I forgot about the Pokemon reference. In fetus spawn.
What?
You could help push him up the hill. Maybe fight some giant horrifying beast. Usual, you know how it be.
Wow, I normally am expected to do everything myself, always. The only trolls who offer me help are those who live too far away to actually do anything of consequence. Which is fine, I get it, but it's pretty useless to me. Anyway. No.
What?
I don't want your help, on account of if I take it, I'll be weakening myself and failing to grow as a troll. I will just have to try again, and again, and get grievously hurt in the process, probably. Don't worry.
Tavros begins to wheel back toward the hill. You know how the story goes. You'll have to spend your entire evening convincing this poor troll boy that it's okay to accept help from others. You launch into a gentle pitch about how help from a friend can...
Well, if you say so, then I accept your help.
Also, it's just Snap Stab Look. It just goes back to Nap Stab Look, the voice does. Oh, that was easy. You follow Tavros up the hill. When he reaches the steepest part and his wheels begin to lose traction, you step in behind him to give him the little push he needs. The two of you are successful in scaling the hill, and Tavros grins and taps at his phone. Oh, it's a phone game? No real monsters involved? Holy shit, this is new to you.
Yes, Wolvelpine is now acquired. Thank you so greatly. Maybe the cartoons for Wigglers were right all along. And friendship is truly the greatest source of power to exist.
Finally, someone who gets you. Finally. Someone who understands the power of friendship. You ask if he wants a quick ride home, and he tilts his head in confusion.
I already have a ride. Always. I'm sitting in it.
Not like that. I changed the subject. You tell him it's hard to explain. Just trust you on this one.
Okay, let's go.
With that, you grip his chair and focus your energy and zap on over to his hive. This one, there really wasn't much of like a lean-in or like a tie-in. There wasn't anything like going into Tav. It was just like, we're at Terezi, and we reunited the Scourge Sisters, and now we're at Tav. Or was it Equius? Shit, I don't remember who the last one was. Okay, let's look here. It's got some fairy posters, interesting. Is there a picture of Vriska up there? I mean, it looks like it.
Whoa, are you magic?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I be.
Awesome. Do you know any fairies?
No. No, I don't.
Shucks.
Tavros glances around the room, and you follow suit. Your eyes settled an advertisement for the theatrical run of Pupapan. A pinch of special stardust is all it takes to fly. Brought to you by Her Imperial Condescension's 19th favorite theater company. Reserved seating for hybrid heckler will be called. The rest of the room is rather plain and sparsely decorated. The floor is scattered with messy gaming supplies.
So, this is my hive. What do you think? Would you characterize this pad as sufficiently cool?
Aw, look at him. He's so proud of his room. You glance at a framed picture of a fey trickster in booty shorts. Sure. Yeah, this pad is cool as hell.
Excellent. I hoped you would. Your approval is most good to have. I thought you might be uninterested on account of me being boring and kind of sad.
Aw, boring and sad kids are your favorite, you tell Tavros. That's not a thing that should come out of my mouth. Wait, that sounds terrible. Ignore that. You mean you relish this opportunity to make people less sad?
Oh, don't worry then, because I'm definitely sorrowful enough to satisfy. Also, I'm not great at talking either, so we have at least one point of failure in common.
Ow! Tav, buddy! Thanks? Tavros flashes you a thumbs up and a wink. Double pistols and a wink. Wink wonk. He wheels closer to you, and one of his scattered cards crunches under a tread and gets stuck, necessitating a bit of finagling. You must admit you're a little surprised by the wheelchair. Your experiences in Alternia would suggest that their culture is not very kind to the disabled.
Oh, it very isn't. There's a long story behind the fact of me being like this. Can I ask us not to talk about it because it hurts my self-esteem?
Oh, okay, that's fine. We don't have to talk. It's fine. You turn your attention to some of his cards. Perhaps he could teach you...
Well, if you insist, I will reveal to you my tragic backstory.
Thanks.
I used to be more of a hardcore gamer who would do the extreme
role plays. That's like shopping down at the Walmart.
And I had a friend, or I thought she was my friend, who I did flarp with.
Oh, you're familiar with Flarp. You're a hunger trucker. That doesn't seem right. Come to think of it, you've got a great Flarp friend who he might love to meet.
Well, I don't play anymore, because this old friend of mine did a bad thing to me, resulting in a chain of revenge that was very tragical. Essentially, the story is that I was thrown off a cliff, physically, and became heavily injured, which resulted in my legs not working.
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
The culprit continues to hassle me sometimes in ways which are supposedly remorseful, but mostly continue to make me feel bad. For instance, trying to make me learn how to climb stairs, or fight better, or telling me I'm useless and awful and I can't, or because I can't. Although, she also sent me this four-wheel device which helps me not be cold, so that's nice, I guess. Although maybe she wouldn't have done that if Kanai didn't say so. I don't know. She's hard to understand. Sometimes very nice, and other times extremely not nice, and I can't figure out how she truly feels about me.
Wow, this girl Tavros is talking about seems like a real piece of work. You sure are glad none of your friends are anything like that. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah, but maybe it's best to not think about her, actually. Kanai was right. Why don't I teach you how to play?
Wait, is Vriska here? Tavros! Tavros freezes up instinctively.
Oh no, that's her. The one who injured me.
Oh no, your spine ices over. You recognize that telltale exaggerated telltale, exaggerated call. But how can this be? How could your dear, sweet, precious friend Vriska, who have done such a horrible thing shit, I can't fucking read. But how could this be? How could your dear, sweet, precious friend Vriska have done such a horrible thing to... this tracks. Maybe she did do one thing wrong. Vriska did possibly nothing wrong. But why? This isn't like the other kids she killed. You know Vriska is violent and volatile. She had to be to survive. But to harass Tavros after the fact instead of just feeding him to her Lucis doesn't make sense. You feel sick to your stomach.
Hey, Tavros. You haven't been answering my messages. We need to talk.
Her voice comes from outside the window as it moves around the perimeter of the house. You glance at Tavros' stricken face as you hear the sound of keys jingling in a lock. Fuck, she has the keys to his hive? Tavros groans and leans back in his chair. Vriska barges into the respite block and then freezes up.
Oh. Hey.
Hey, you say it with an awkward wave. Vriska seems uncomfortable.
I didn't know you knew this dork.
It's a friendship in progress. Tavros has told you some things about their past together.
Of course he has. Okay, listen. I know it sounds bad, because it is, and I get that, okay? Way back when, it was less than a sweep ago, I was a part of a FLARP campaign that went way off the rails, and Tavros ended up getting thrown off a cliff. It was basically my fault. But that's all in the past now. Things are better now. I hooked Tavros up with a sweet wheelchair and everything. It's not that sweet.
Shut up, Tavros. Shut up, Heather.
Sorry, Heather.
I'm talking about how terrible I feel about hurting you. Tavros cringes and you try to intercede on his behalf. Why is Vriska here?
Oh, right. I'm here to extend an olive branch. Very magnanimously so, if you ask me. Terezi and I are getting the band back together. Not for FLARP, obviously. That ship has sailed. But we're going to whip this planet into shape, and we need all the help we can get. You spent enough time moping around uselessly. It's time for some action. You're in, right? No? What do you mean, no? I mean, I don't really want to do anything exciting or dangerous like that. And especially because you're going to be involved, I don't think it would be good for me to also be...
Oh, come on. Things are totally square between us, Tavros. We all got hurt.
Besides, I'm just trying to help you live up to your potential. You could be somebody. You could finally start living up to your legacy. I don't want to be somebody. At least not your kind of somebody.
Tough luck, Toreador. None of us get that choice. If nothing changes by the time your rites of maturation roll around, you're screwed. The drones will call you in an instant. Vriska turns to you, her eyes wide, her fist trembling. Her frustrated glare barely conceals the desperation beneath. I mean, you agree with me, right? Tavros needs to shape up. He needs us. It's time we put the past behind us and moved on. I'm just trying to help him. She leans closer. It's obvious she wants you to back her up. Oh, I have 3 options. 2's too many already. Oh, shit. Okay. Don't... Fuck. Okay. Let's brain blast this. If I don't pick a side, that seems like this is just going to start and turn an argument, and maybe Vriska mind-controlling Tavros into possibly throwing him out his broken window? Maybe she stabs him with the fucking lance like she does in the comic. If I side with Tavros, will Vriska be super dejected and go and do something stupid and get herself killed? If I side with Vriska, is Tavros going to do something stupid and get himself killed? These are all very plausible timelines, I feel. We're not taking a side. Fuck it, we're gonna see how this goes. Who do you think you are, a centrist? This is a choice-driven narrative game, and that obviously means having to choose between 2 equally unsatisfying, mutually incompatible options, which will forever alienate you from the side you did not pick. Try again. Oh, okay. Alright, I don't appreciate being called out like this, Pesterquest. I guess let's side with... let's side with Vriska. That seems like the bad thing. This is Tav's route. I feel like siding with Tavros is probably the best way, because this is meant to be his story. This is his chapter in this ongoing tale. So if we side with Vriska, that goes out of the linear narrative and doubles back almost. That's my logic, at least. So we're gonna go with Vriska. Excuse me, I'm still kind of getting over some shit. You can't resist her force of personality. When Vriska speaks, it just sounds right, which means it's probably wrong. You tell Tavros that he should accept Vriska's offer.
Hell yeah! See, Tavros? My buddy here agrees. Let bygones be bygones.
Tavros shrinks into his chair, small and sad. The two of you just stare at him as the awkward silence swirls like mist around you. Vriska clenches her fist and steps forward, but you quickly put a hand on her shoulder and she pauses. Being around here is depressing and someone doesn't want my help anyway. Whatever, come on, Zeus, meal poop lord. I've had enough bull for one night. Let's go chill out somewhere less boring. Like, I don't know, an arcade? Maybe a movie theater? What do people without a lucis to take care of even do? You suggest to Vriska that you can find out. Together, she beams.
Okay. Bye, I guess.
Tavros seems conflicted, as though he can't decide whether to be relieved that Vriska is leaving or upset that you're abandoning him. You don't really care though, you're going to an arcade. Hell yeah! This is a really cool art, actually. We still, didn't Kanaya give us a dress? Or did we return that? Whatever, I like having, Malik's, hoodie. Alright, well we got the bad ending. That's fucking rad. So now let's repeat the exact method I took. Don't take a side, skip forward, side with Tavros. You take a step closer to Tavros, and Vriska visibly deflates.
Come on, Zeus meal poop lord. You can't seriously be on his side.
Yes, you can be, and you are. You think you understand now. You see how Vriska took her suffering and bitterness and passed it along. You see how, under beastly tutelage, she learned to sink her fangs into her prey and tell herself she was doing it for their own good. In these two, you see a microcosm of Alternia, of hurt kids hurting kids, until finally the buck stops at the kindest or weakest among them. So no matter how much sympathy you have for her, you can't stand idly by and let Vriska continue the cycle of hurt. You tell Vriska to look at Tavros, really look at him, and ask yourself if her help has done anything for him. Isn't this the kind of suffering that she and Terezi want to prevent? Right now, the best thing she can do for Tavros is to leave him alone.
Leave him alone? You don't get it. None of you do. If I leave him alone, he's toast. Seriously, how have you not figured that out by now? Have you seen what this planet is like? You think we can just flip a switch and fix everything over day? He's a worthless loser living in a world that hates losers, and if that doesn't change, he's going to die a sad, pathetic death. And you and Kanai and everyone else, you're just enabling him. When he croaks, it's going to be on your head, not mine. So, if you'd rather hang out with Tavros and his make-believe fairyland, be my guest. But some of us are still going to be living here in the real world.
I got really into it there for a second. You and Vriska spend a while staring at one another. All you can muster is a look of pity, which only seems to incense her further. Her face scrunches up and then goes steely and flat. Her voice is icily calm.
You two have your fun. I'm out.
Wow. That's some heavy shit in the world of Pesterquest today. Vriska slams the door shut as she leaves. Tavros exhales a long sigh of relief.
Well, that went pretty well for an encounter with Vriska, all things considered. I only feel somewhat terrible about who I am.
Slowly, gently, you place a comforting hand on Tavros' shoulder and tell him that that he deserves better than this. It's not his fault Vriska is difficult.
Yeah, Kanaya says that too. I sometimes almost believe her when she does.
The room is silent except for a faint wriggling noise coming from some of the balls on Tavros' floor. You don't know what else to say.
Would you, enjoy playing some Fetus Spawn with me, perhaps? As a manner of distraction?
Oh, fuck yes, you tell him. Let's spawn some... fetuses. Yeah, that sounds right. Your FLARP experience inured you to Alternia game design, so you're only mildly nauseated when Tavros shows you how the physical version of Fetus Spawn works. Chitinous purple critters explode from gooey orbs and infest plushies before bursting out in the form of large monsters with more limbs than you're comfortable with. Also, you have a handful of cards which boost their attributes or allow you to interfere with your opponent's monsters. There's a lot to keep track of here. Before too long, the room is full with chittering purple monstrosities and queasy-looking host plushes on the verge of birthing even more abominations. You are so lost. But you think you're winning? Your creatures appear to be doing a better job of preying on his host plushes and spawning more of themselves. Excuse me. You've got a meter in the corner that keeps going up while his goes down. That's good, right? You think it's good, at least where victory is concerned. but you are more concerned with the dejected look on Tavros' face. He doesn't seem to be giving the game his all. You ask him if he's doing okay.
No.
Oh, okay, he just came out and said it. Wow, I usually expect to like dig in, chip away at your walls.
My fun has been stymied, I think, by my thoughts about Vriska.
He wheels himself over to the window and looks despondently out.
I used to like Vriska a lot, you know, and admire her for her many qualities that were good, such as being very confident and having skill at games. But now I just hate her. Or feel like I should hate her, but instead do not feel those feelings. In their place, I feel very conflicted and bad about myself, and wonder if there is something wrong that I can't feel as angry as I should. Or make myself to become strong enough to talk to her properly about my feelings. It's just a big mess.
You glance again at the posters lining Tavros' walls. Sprightly fairy girls with confident smiles, long messy hair, and blue color schemes. The resemblance to Vriska is uncanny, but superficial. She's never going to be like the girl from his posters. That's just not who Vriska is. But for a sad, hurt boy who likes to dream, she must be so painfully close. This is a problem too big for you to untangle right now. You need to redirect Tavros' thoughts. You close your eyes and ask your intuition. What should you do? Help him fly sounds like a good way to get him killed. Or stay grounded. Stay grounded just, that encourages stagnation, I feel like, in this context. I don't know, we're gonna say stay grounded. From the darkness, you reach into your muddled memories and catch a glint of cold iron. When you open your eyes, Pupapan stares back at you. He would have you believe that faith is all it takes to fly, but you think Tavros could use something a little more material. You put a gentle hand on his shoulder and ask him what you can do to help him spread his wings. His metaphorical wings, that is. It's not like he could ever sprout real ones. The very thought is absurd. Fair enough. Damn it! Did I get the good one again? Fuck! This seems... We're gonna go on. Tavros sighs.
I just wish I could live more independently, I guess. To take charge of my life and become less under Vriska's thumb.
You think Tavros could use some better friends? Real friends.
I do have some. Nepeta is very kind to me often. Gamzee and I like to throw down sick rhymes, and Kanaya tries to help me with Vriska. But there's not a lot they can do when we live far away. And as nice as my Lucis is, he is unable to help me with all my issues, due to his small size limiting him to only moving and carrying small objects to me when I require them. The simple fact is that I didn't build my hive with the expectation of one day using a four-wheel device to navigate it.
Can Tavros make a move to a better hive? Could you help him with that?
No. As a bronze, the stipend I receive is not enough to cover such things. Even this four-wheel device, which is highly basic compared to some high-blood models, would have cost me over a wipe's worth of savings. Few changes are available to me, economically speaking, especially if I want to not alert drones to my unsuitedness for troll expectations.
You see. If money is the issue, that's not something you can help him with. At least, not directly. But you might know others who can. You tell Tavros that you're going to step out for a moment to fetch a mutual friend. He seems briefly surprised when you return with Kanaya. You guess you don't blame him. This strikes you as a pretty rare pairing, conversationally speaking.
Oh, Kanaya. It's nice to see you. In person. Unexpectedly. Wow, my hive is terrible looking. Sorry, but hi. You look nice.
Yes, I do. How are you faring? Has my advice regarding the construction of an imaginary friend helped aid your self-esteem?
Well,
I forgot Kanaya's voice.
I haven't really got to try it yet, so no, it hasn't, I guess.
Kanaya suppresses a sigh. Okay. Well, let's get directly to business. I've brought some materials with which to renovate your hive.
Oh.
Please advise us as to how best to redesign this place to suit your needs. Tavros' eyes water up and he sniffs, leaning forward in his chair.
Oh. Really? You would do that for me? Despite it taking a large portion of time and effort, and presumably money as well.
I don't really spend my stipend on much besides fabric. And I intend to twist Vriska's arm until she offers a portion of her flapping treasure to foot the bill, too. And of course, I'd do it for you. Any less would be a rejection of my helpful sensibilities. Kanaya says it with a neutral tone and a straight face as there's nothing remarkable about it, but Tavros nevertheless breaks into a grin.
Wow. Thanks. Okay, give me some time to develop ideas on how to properly jack this hive up and deliver the most utterly dope and pimped up changes. This is going to be so great.
You give Tavros the requested time and then begin to work in earnest. You weren't sure what to expect, but the construction process proves smoother than anticipated. Kanaya brings a set of alien devices which she claims to have borrowed from a sea-dwelling friend of hers. One converts raw materials into a strange substance that reminds you of fruit gushers. Do they have access to Build Grist? They didn't play the game, though. Okay. Kanaya fells trees with her chainsaw and feeds them into the machine, and before long you have a trove of the gusher things. The other device expends the gushers to modify buildings. It has a holographic click-and-drag interface, much like The Sims played in real life. Hey, I was actually mentioning that in the stream. You find this construction software to be incredibly handy and also eerily familiar, but honestly you find everything eerily familiar these days.
Yes, it's very convenient. Home construction has been an important part of troll culture for as long as history remembers. Most do not know why, although to me the reason is obvious. Preparation for the game, which we will no longer be playing due to outside interference.
Wait, she knows about that?
Yes. I figured out what was going on a day or two after you visited me, but I thought it prudent not to get particularly dramatic about it all.
That was very thoughtful of her.
Yeah, I try.
Okay. So do they just have access to, like, to these things? To, like, an alchemimeter? Is it an alchemimeter? I don't know what's going on. It's not the alchemimeter. But they just have access to these things? I need to catch up. I need to get back to that portion. I don't fucking remember this. Kanaya finishes feeding logs into the first device and begins to manipulate Tavros' hive with the other. Together, you are a clockwork team. Tavros provides directions, Kanaya implements them with her stellar sense of design, and you provide moral support by standing around looking cute. What can I say?
Okay, yes. Nudge that shelf over to the left. Yeah, like that. Wait, actually, right. Further. Okay, no, go back. A bit more. That's almost good. Now make it a little tad higher. Yeah, no, lower. There, right there, and yes, perfect, I think. Okay, actually, you can go back to where it was first, or where it first was.
In the end, it takes until the next day to finish construction, which is actually great time. You were expecting to have to zap forward once or twice for the sake of narrative brevity, but with the Alternian build tools, Tavros' hive is swiftly renovated. It is far more spacious than it once was, with ramps and rails aplenty. Under Tavros' guidance, you widened hallways, lowered counters, revamped bathrooms. It's like a brand new house. You don't have a ribbon to cut in celebration, so Tavros summons some bizarre fetus bun creature to shoot confetti all around the entrance to the hive. It's all gross and sticky and you hate every second of it, but he's having fun. I mean, all bless his heart. After that, Tavros spends a while just exploring the hive. He wheels himself through each block, awed by the ease with which he can navigate the space. By the time he returns to his respite block, his grin is radiant. You take it that he likes the new place. I got the fucking good ending, didn't I?
Oh yes, this pad is now genuinely frigid. It makes me feel more confident, like the world is my bivalve jewel container. Like I could say to Vriska, "Fuck you! I won't do what you fuck. I won't do what you tell me, biatch." Okay, I won't say that probably, but I could. Actually, maybe I will say that, as well as plenty of other deliriously rude things, which long have I have avoided saying.
Okay, that's probably enough. You tell him. Kanaya is staring icily at him, but he doesn't seem to notice. You suggest that it's a good time to settle down. The sun's going to be rising pretty soon.
Right. While we still have some moonlight, would you like to stay for a while, Kanaya, and play some games with us?
Oh no, that's quite alright. I'm afraid I have duties to attend to at home. I left a dress in the oven. Kanaya blinks and carefully maintains her poise. It's made out of clay, you see. I'm getting experimental.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, goodbye. She smiles at Tavros and shoots you a pointed glance. You take it as your cue to place a hand on her shoulder, concentrate on her hive, and send her back in a flash of light. Once she's gone, Tavros wheels up to you and nudges you in the hip.
So, regarding Kanaya, this could perhaps be me misreading the situation, but when I reach deep inside and tap into the marvelous power of the self-esteems, it tells me that I'm very right and smart. Did you see the way that she was smiling at me? Almost in a way as it's just amorous inclinations. Eh?
He waggles his eyebrows furiously in your direction. Oh geez, you tell Tavros that's just, what friendship looks like. She's not his type, trust me, you say.
Drat. But oh well, I think there is a saying about this, that the sea has many fish in it. Now that I'm feeling better, I think perhaps I'll one day go fishing for a quadrant or two.
Well, that's a start. You do you, kid. It's going to take some time for this kid to figure out what genuine self-esteem is like. But just like the Prospition Clouds part to reveal a brilliant sky in blue, you think Tavros is on the verge of seeing the sun. The moon? This metaphor would work better on Earth. Tavros can be more than he is. And he doesn't need to change to do it. When he offers you a smile, there's a spark of compassion behind it that tells you he's already worth the world. All he ever needed was someone to believe in him. And this schmuck sitting in front of the computer screen got the good ending first, again! And money. He also needed money.
So, would you like to perhaps celebratorily play a round or two of Fetus Spawn with me? I'm feeling much more prepared to enjoy a game, and perhaps think that this time I'll proceed to crush you with my incredible might as a Fetus Spawn breeder. Except, I mean that in a nice way, like that of a friendly challenge. If you'll accept.
The word friend in that sentence was all you needed to hear. Son of a bitch. Fuck. Hey, we got it. It's always bittersweet, like, to get the good ending, because it's like, oh, it's so nice and sweet, and then I have to go fuck it up. Here's me, fucking it up. Don't take a side. Side with Tavros. A million words help him fly. We're gonna throw him off the fucking roof of his hive. I just know it. From the darkness, you reach into your muddled memories and catch a glint of glimmering gold. When you open your eyes, Pupa Pan stares back at you. Unlike him, you don't have special stardust, but you think you might have something better. Hallucinogenic drugs. You tell Tavros you'll be right back. Sort of. The now familiar Prospition spires greet you. You swoop through the shiny architecture until you find those towers that seem to house the dreaming children. Sure enough, Tavros' dream self can be found in one tower, nestled comfortably in a Recupera-coon. You poke him on the cheek. No response. You give him a little shake. Nothing. With a sigh, you rear back your hand and slap him. Hard. I like the emphasis on hard. Tavros remains asleep. He's practically comatose. Why? This feels so off. Karkat is awake, and Tavros isn't. And something about that is just wrong. It's all wrong. How can you help Tavros under these circumstances? He's... okay. That's not supposed to happen. That startled me, man. Oh, okay. Tavros yawns as he rises blearily from his slumber and squints around. I didn't know we were playing a fucking horror game. He crawls out of the Recupera-coon and reaches over to the ramp beside it with an instinctual motion. His hands find no wheelchair and he tumbles over and then quickly rises and realizes with a start that he is floating in midair.
Whoa, what?
Surprise! You inform Tavros that this is the mystical world of dreams. That is part of the game he was supposed to play one day, but now isn't going to. Maybe, probably. You'll be honest, you still don't know exactly how this works. But you do know that this is a land where he can fly. You can fly. You can fly.
That seems highly improbable that such a world would exist, or especially that I would be allowed to enter it and fly freely around with no repercussions. It just seems like a thing that would never eventually happen to me. Does it not?
But it is happening! It's happening right now, you tell him. You prove it by pinching his arm. He flinches. What?
Why did you just assault me?
It's a thing. Pinching is... Okay, this is a cultural misunderstanding, but the fact that he can feel pain should prove that this place is real, or at least as real as a magic dream world can be.
I see. My arm does certainly hurt in a realistic manner, as well as my feelings due to the uncalled for attack from a friendly individual.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you tell Tavros to stop worrying about that and start unworrying about how he can fly now!
Oh, yeah.
With unsteady movements, Tavros begins to circle his dream room. He holds his hands out as he sails around, floating upwards and then dipping down. He seems to get the hang of it quickly, and as he does, his face cracks into a warm smile.
Whoa. This feels really amazing.
At your invitation, Tavros follows you out the window and sees Prospect stretching before him. His eyes go all starry.
Can I really explore all this area?
He can, you tell him. You can. Probably. Just don't go barging in anyone's houses.
Hell. Okay.
Tavros does loops and twirls, pirouettes around spires, and weaves through throngs of suspicious civilians. He hoots and hollers, the anxious crescendo in his voice nearly absent. The sound echoes among the golden towers and rebounds back at you, a cacophony of childlike exhilaration. You swoop alongside him, buoyed by his excitement, and the two of you begin to race each other around the planet. You run out of energy before Tavros does, but eventually he comes down from his high. He floats lazily beside you, upside down, his mohawk hanging down into his face. His eyes are locked on the sky and clouds, and he's wearing a wide, if oddly blank, grin.
Hey, I want to thank you for doing this for me, allowing me to feel this freedom and joy. It really means a lot.
You grin and give him a thumbs up. You're glad you could help.
Yeah, me too.
You glance up at the clouds. How long have you been out here? You figure it's probably time to head back to the real world. You tell him you'll teleport back and then wake him up.
What? Oh no. Don't wake me up, please. I don't want to go back to that life, when I can spend my days here, forever feeling blissful and happy for once.
You pause. That's not the response you were expecting, although you suppose you should have seen this coming. What about his friends? His responsibilities in the waking world? What happens when the drones come knocking?
Well, those are some pertinent questions which I don't care about, though. This is where I'm happy and where I belong. That's what you wanted, right? To help me be happy?
Right.
Then your work here is done.
He smiles at you and you feel like you should smile back, but there's a hint of sadness behind his eyes that gives you pause. It's like he's waiting for you to take charge and tell him off for choosing escapism, waiting for you to make the hard decision he doesn't have the guts to make. But that's not the kind of person you are. If he'd rather spend most of his time asleep, that's good enough for you. Given the planet he lives on, you can't blame him. So you give him a little wave and vanish into the ether of canon. By the time he works up the nerve to say something, you're already gone. A weirdly, not terrible ending? Still not great, but not awful. These end screens are great. I love this. The sprites are great. The end screens are great. That's an episode, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you click the like button down below. Subscribe so you can keep up with my stuff. New video every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We don't have much more Pesterquest to go. We're entering some of the final stretch here. But for the time being, there will be more Pesterquest. Next week's Aradia, which I am stoked about. What's the other one? Subscribe! That's the other one. I don't remember. Comment! Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you think about the thoughts about this, about the bad ending, the good ending. It's kind of fun seeing him and Kanaya together. Let me know what you think about this. I feel like it's been ages. Share it with your friends. Sharing it really helps grow the channel, grow the community. It helps my channel so we can, keep it going more and spread it. Liking, all that stuff helps the channel grow and become a more solid part of YouTube's foundation. Shirker isn't ours anymore. And I never do this. I never pimp out my social media. But I'm going to do it this time. Follow my Twitter, because that's where I have updates. Because like I said, I stream almost every Sunday, especially every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But if there's any changes to that, it'll be on my Twitter. I don't use Twitter a whole lot. I do a lot of retweets, and I do some blogs, some my own tweets every now and then. But if there's an update as far as video schedule or stream schedule, it'll be on my Twitter. So it's down in the description. Follow my Twitter because that's where all my updates are. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you liked it. Hope to see you next time. Later.